I've quit a lot of things in my life. I get passionate about things, and whether it's a day, a week, and very seldom months in, for some reason, it just kind of goes away. I've been like this for pretty much my whole life. From a kid, wanting to grow up and be a baseball player one day, and then being a football player the next day, and a basketball player the day after. It always changed. Being a kid, growing up in the '90s, and even ditching all that to be a superstar in the WWF, WWE now. And it's funny because when I dive in, when I fall like in love with something, like I dive like head over heels, like in love with whether it's sports or music or something, it just like it really just resonates with me, whatever it is. And graduating high school and as you grow up, you start to realize certain things are just not in the cards, right? Um, I'm not going to be, the center fielder for the Yankees or, um, I don't know, the next Sting or Kane growing up. But one thing I really, really loved doing was entertaining. And I do that a lot through jokes and humor and such. But, I always thought it'd be awesome to be able to like tour the country or tour the world and be like a musician. And not being able to sing dampers that quite a bit. So that was another thing that was in my head one day and out by the sun setting that evening. But um and a lot of dogs barking, I guess, probably in the meantime. But it was just fun to think that to daydream and look at the people that do stuff like that and really think like how awesome that would be. So I can't draw. I have no creativity whatsoever. I can't sing. I can't play an instrument. I've tried. I picked up the guitar many times, just off camera. There's a guitar, and I've tried to, strum along a little bit. I have no rhythm. I can't dance. I can't do a lot of that stuff. Um, but I always keep going. I always try to find something that really like sticks with me. And it's funny because it wasn't until I started making YouTube videos 3.5 years ago that I really like fell in love with the art of making videos. And at the time, I had not, touched a camera in years and years and years. And when I had a camera, it was either disposable way back in the day at weddings, for example, or a digital camera or a camera on my phone that I would take pictures. Not going anywhere close to the professional mode or shooting in RAW or anything like that to color grade or color correct later on. I had no idea what that stuff was. But making videos while riding a motorcycle was a lot of fun for me. And the process of editing, and I quickly like fell like in love with that process. And seeing like what my journey was that I saw with my own two eyes, I've now been able to share on YouTube. And it was just a lot of fun to be able to do something like that and to share with, the world. And I'm not really big into social media, and I don't view YouTube as social media. Um, Facebook and Instagram and MySpace back in the day, um, you know, th- it's just toxic to me. It's just I can't. I tried getting into Instagram a couple times and I can't. I haven't touched it since October 15th was my last post, and for some reason I remember that date. But um, I don't know. It's more like it just seems like a farm system, and there's no better way to ruin somebody's creativity than to put numbers behind it. And when I looked at Instagram and I was making these, I don't like YouTube Shorts, but I was making these reels. They're essentially shorts on different platform. I saw that the engagement on YouTube is 30 seconds. Like I guess it counts a view after 30 seconds, or an actual view counts towards your video or upload. And on Instagram, the metric is 3 seconds. 3 seconds you're talking about 10% of the time it takes YouTube to count that as a view, not just a click, but a view. And I was like, man, this is not for me. I said, I don't want to be here. And, different topic, different day, but I found out that where I thought I had lacked creativity, like all sorts of creativity, none whatsoever, making these videos and editing these videos to not only for me to tell my story or to tell a story, even if it's just an opinion about something, to be able to edit the parts out and try to make it flow somewhat as best as I can do with my skill set. I don't know, man. I just really, really enjoyed it. And I remember, being that kid that, you know, played baseball one day and wanted to play football and be professional the next day, and then WWE back in the day, or WWF, like I said, back in the 90s and early 2000s. I graduated, high school and stuff, and then, like the real world hits, and it's just another one of those things that I wanted to do. And, went away, and it wasn't even, not all of it was because of unrealistic expectations. A lot of it was just, I just was into one thing and into another thing the next day or the next week, or like I said, seldomly months later. So, and I do think that's part of like growing up, obviously, and even as an adult, trying to find, people that bounce around with their jobs and such. But, because I believe you should at least do something that you like. You don't have to love your job, but at least do something that you like. And, making these videos on YouTube, it's something that, it's not just YouTube. It's just that's the platform I'm uploading to. But the process of making the videos really, really like resonated with me, and it struck a chord. And where the guitar chord, yeah, perfect segue, where I lost interest with that quickly, um, sometimes going a few days and then putting it away for weeks on end, picking it up another day or two, and then dropping it for months, and then seeing subscriptions and memberships, like, do you want to re-up for another year and stuff for like tutorials and stuff like that, and music and sheet music essentially. And I was like, man, it was already a month and I haven't touched this thing in 9 months, and it's just a waste. So, quickly like getting away from that. But these, action cameras that I have, and I'm filming my rides on the motorcycle and taking them and using them as second shots and filming behind the scenes stuff for thumbnails on that motorcycle channel. And then, picking up the actual camera, picking up the camera. And I don't get intimidated by stuff. What I do, I'm not a thrill seeker or, adrenaline junkie or anything like that. I'm not planning on jumping out of a plane with my camera or my action camera, right? But I would film somebody jumping out of a plane. And it's not that I'm necessarily that scares me. It's just I don't care to do that. So it's just I don't know if this is well, obviously this is me talking and telling you how I feel about things, but I don't know if anybody else needs to hear this. But I can tell you that I started this channel and really restarted the other side, other channel that I had for motorcycles, because I wanted to build it from the ground up. And this channel, speaking the rest of the video, hopefully about this channel only, I can tell you right now, to date this video, because I plan on being here for a long time. Today is March the 16th, 2026. My original goal, as I've mentioned probably in a couple videos by now, was I was going to post one video every month for the first year, with one introductory video. So I was going to have 13. And starting in January to where I am now, March 16th, this is my 10th video. This is still a secondary channel to me. I'm constantly trying to practice and learn, and having the other channel that I said I wasn't going to mention, but having that other channel for experience to take these skills and, use them over there and only get better has been a benefit, a blessing too. And it's really like helped me out along the way, giving me work to do and something to look forward to, for example. But I don't know who needs to hear this, but the reason why I say today's date and that I have 10 videos This is the 10th. The first 9 videos, I've gone from as many as 4 views on a video upwards to 22. So from 9 videos on a brand new channel, from 4 views to 22, and spoiler alert, I watched my own video one time just to make sure it goes through. I've edited, I've gone through it or whatever, but just to make sure it uploads properly on YouTube. I never hit the like. I don't do any of that, but I watch my video, and this is for my entirety of YouTube. I watch it one time, so it goes all the way through, and I make sure it's good. That being said, nothing will spoil your passion for something that you enjoy than numbers. And I can't harp on that enough, because when I talk about the other platforms and how toxic they are with engagement, because this picture didn't get this many likes, or this picture didn't get this many shares, or whatever, that can creep over easily into this platform. And this platform is completely different. So if you're doing something, whether it's posting on here or just learning about photography, learning about videography or cinematography or whatever it is, that creative aspect, or you're picking up a guitar and playing a guitar, don't let the outside world ruin that for you. Okay, I'm gonna repeat that. Don't let the outside world ruin that for you. I got goosebumps. I used to have no feelings, and I feel like, I don't know if it's the damn camera is giving me feelings back, or age, but man, I love doing this. I love making videos, and I'm documenting the journey. This is an autobiography. I mentioned that before on a different channel, but I've mentioned that before. This is free cloud storage. You can make everything private. You can share the links to just certain people. But why not take advantage of it? And it doesn't have to be about photography. It could be about anything you're passionate about. So I hope this reached the right, people eventually, or something like that. And this may be another episode that has 4 views, and one of them will be me, but maybe that's the one time I remind myself in a couple days or a week when I post this, that if I'm having a bad day for whatever reason, or my shots aren't coming out right, even today I was struggling and learned something new about the autofocus and what setting I was in for that. So I really kind of tightened it down to more of what subject I want to hit, instead of a wider focus. Just something else I learned today. I mean, I've learned in the last couple days, I've learned so much about this camera, the DJI Action 6. I've learned so much about the Mic 2s and a Mic 3 from DJI. I've taught myself through YouTube University, and trial and error. So I had to make this video. This is video 10. I already know what video 11 is going to be. I already have, honestly, I have 100 ideas already for this channel. It's just, the time is just not there. But don't think I'm not still picking this up, and when the time goes where I would have dropped the baseball, or dropped the football, or basketball, or the guitar, I still have the camera in my hand. And I hope that whatever y'all have in your life, that you still have that. And I also hope I hit the record button. I did. I'm terrible at that. That is my Achilles heel, is the record button. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. I got nothing. Y'all take care. Enjoy the ride.